y'all, it's your girl Shay and welcome back to the channel. So as y'all can see, this is the part 2 to the college advice video. Okay, today we're about to get into the nitty gritty, the party and the boyfriends, the this, that, and the third. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it as concise, as on topic as possible. I got my little notes here because without notes I would be talking about every little teeny little thing. Make sure y'all subscribe to your girl's channel if you haven't checked out part 1 already, talking about more so the financial aspects, administration, scholarships, loans, etc. Make sure y'all check that out. I'll put it above for you to be able to go click on that and y'all can, you know, get some information on like the money part, because baby, we in debt. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. First thing I really want to talk about, because I feel like this is something that everybody wants to know. They want to know about the dating scene, relationships, the men, the woman, the this, that, and the third, the cheating. Listen, dating in college, let's talk about it. It don't exist. Dating, I'm not gonna say it 100% don't exist, because I feel like there are some people out there who know how to date, who are raised in a household of courting and chivalry and this, that, and the third, but like, dating in college don't really exist, and I feel like it has its pros and its cons. Some of it is understandable, some of it is not. I think dating depends on also your mentality of what you think is dating. Like, some people think dating is a whole entire relationship. For me, I think dating is that I'm trying to get to know this person, we going out on dates, enjoying each other's company. We aren't in a relationship, but we are maybe working towards it. That's why I say dating doesn't necessarily exist in college, because people in college is not working towards nothing besides trying to get in your drawers. 99% of people are not trying to be in a committed relationship. 99% of people are literally just coming in to college. They're exploring, they're finding out their, you know, their sexuality, what they want to do. You know, all these people on this one little area, this one little campus, you can't really, I guess you can't really expect for people to be monogamous when you got shorty over here, here, and guy over here, that are just easily accessible to you. When I tell you, like, the dating scene is very much like hookup culture. It's very much my little boo. It's not too much of like my man, like my boyfriend, my girlfriend. And even with the my boyfriend and my girlfriends, that's a messy topic and a messy situation too, because half of my boyfriends and my girlfriends is getting my boo and my little hookup treatment, because they out here messing with girl number 1 in this building, girl number 2, girl number 3, and coming back to you at night. Or she over here with guy number 1, guy number 2, guy number 3, and she going over to you today. Like, it's really bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. But then I feel like you gotta look at it from like a logical standpoint, right? You dealing with like a bunch of kids, right, who just got dropped into a campus full of thousands of people, okay, thousands of men, thousands of women, and are surrounded by attractive men and attractive women in numbers that they've never been surrounded before. You cannot expect these people to be in a position of thinking like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna find that one person on this campus full of thousands of people and I'm gonna just settle down with them, and I didn't even experience half the stuff that I'm supposed to experience. It really does not happen. I'm not gonna say everybody is like that. I'm not gonna sit up here and make it seem like, oh my god, everybody in a college campus just sucks. Nobody's trying to do nothing. Everybody just trying to have sex. That's not even the case. But 99, maybe 97 people or percent of people, they ain't looking for nothing. Another thing about dating on campus, honestly, that is something that I tell people to watch out all the time, is just that the STDs run rampant because of the fact that it's super hookup culture, super my booish culture. Everybody messing with everybody, okay? Like I said, they messing with old girl over here in building 1, 2, 3, 4, and they coming to you at night in building 5. They are messing with everybody, and it's on both standpoints, women and men. I honestly did not realize how much people were hoeing in college until I joined the organization. I gained brothers and sisters who were in other organizations, fraternities, whatever, and they gave me the scoop on what they were doing. Them boys right there, I love y'all, my brothers, but they was some thought pockets, okay? When I tell you here, there, and the third, messing with this person, I mean, like, it was just to a point where it really opened your eyes and realized like, oh, wait a minute, y'all really out here. Y'all out here, like, y'all outside with it. And the thing is, like, a lot of people on college campuses for some reason don't wrap up, and I don't understand that, because you hear like people mess around with people. Like, people are out here, they will have sex with you today, have sex with them tomorrow, this, that, and the third, and they don't be protecting themselves. The number 1 STD on college campuses is chlamydia. That right there is dangerous in itself, because that's one of them STDs that don't really have a lot of symptoms, so you don't even sit up here and know you have an STD, because it don't have no symptoms to it. You can have it for months, spreading it around to the community, and now all of a sudden it's spread and it's rampant and it's like fire on the daggone campus. Listen, I don't got time for no children. I don't have time for no STDs. Like, I'm not about to be on no campus messing with old boy, and I don't know what he doing, the way he at, because loyalty on campus, on college, loyalty is a joke, okay? And then the last thing when it comes to dating, honestly, and why I don't necessarily recommend getting a relationship in college or really dating in college, people broke. college students are broke as a joke. People don't really have no money, especially, you know, during the beginning of the school year. Money don't really start rolling in until refund check time, which for us was around October. Then you might get taken on a little date. Y'all might be able to do stuff at that point because they got money. But if you're really not dealing with anybody that has this job while they're in school, I mean, it's not much that they can do, which is why I think a lot of college dating is very much so Netflix and chilling. I'm not saying that that's necessarily an okay thing to do. I feel like it's all about your boundaries, your standards that you have, but it's a lot of Netflix and chilling. Like, expect, like, dealing with people, they're gonna want you to slide through, they're gonna want you to come to their house and chill, they're gonna want you know, it's not a lot of courting, it's not a lot of the dating going on because they broke, and they broke as a joke. But moral of the story when it comes to dating, y'all, honestly, do it at your own risk. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I don't recommend it. I was in a relationship when I was in college. I don't regret being in a relationship when I was in college, but do I recommend it to others? I really don't. I don't. I just feel like it's a time for you to have fun. It's a time for you to, you know, find out who you are as a person, gain your friend group, you know, and have a little fun. Like, as long as it's safe fun, have a little fun, but don't be out here being stupid, okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which I feel like is a fear a lot of people have, especially like freshmen coming into college, it was something that I was kind of worried about because I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to a college where I don't have any friends. Like, I actually had an experience where none of my friends were going to the college I was going to. So I really was getting into a position where it was like I had to make friends in college from scratch. Like, I didn't have nobody that I can kind of go like chill with and then we could discover together. No, it was like me, myself, and I think one of the easiest things for me, or one of the easiest ways that I went ahead and made friends in college, was honestly joining an organization. That helped me a ton because I gained a ton of friends when I joined that org. But before I joined the organization, one of the things that me and my roommate did was we actually took the effort to go knock on like our neighbor's door. That right there is a challenging thing to do, I'm not gonna lie, because you don't know the personality that you're walking into. You don't know the person. But at the end of the day, I think it was an effort that we were trying to make so that we had a comfortable experience in the dorm and that we were, like, you know, having as much fun as we possibly could in that dorm. Now, like I said before, one of the other ways which was easy to make friends was definitely organization. Like, joining an org, you're naturally gonna make a lot of friends because organizations have hundreds of members in them. Definitely recommend, if you want to, you know, find something out there. It's a lot of different orgs on the campus. I joined a community service organization. They have performing arts organizations, dancing, modeling, etc. So, like, find something that you like, go ahead, join it, and you will be surprised as to how many people that you genuinely will make, how many friendships you will make. 99% of the people I've met in that organization I'm still really cool with to this day. So I highly recommend trying that out in terms of making friends. And then another way that I actually did meet friends, which is kind of something that is gonna naturally happen because at the end of the day, this is something I highly recommend you doing, is through networking in class. There were so many people that I met in class that I had built relationships just from having classes together. They were really cool. You know, we exchanged numbers not only for, you know, studying purposes, but just to chill in general. Definitely recommend exchanging numbers with people in class because, hey, baby, they can sign you in on the roll. They can get the information that you need. If you miss class, you have somebody you can be like, hey, what was this? You know, when is the test, etc., etc. But it's also a lot of cool people. Like, a lot of the relationships that I built were from being in class with people, and we went to their houses and had kickbacks, and, you know, we chilled with them, went out to restaurants, happy hours, etc. with those people because they ended up just being really cool. And then a lot of the times, especially when you get into your senior, your junior classes, those people are people that you will have classes with consistently multiple times. So it's somebody that you will repeatedly see over and over again, somebody that you might have 2, 3, 4 classes with. So it's easy to kind of build a relationship once, you know, you get into that position. Then the last thing that I honestly can recommend is just get outside of your room. That was something that I had to do. I had to get outside of my room. I had to see people. I had to meet people. You run into people, and that's a way, honestly, that you can meet people. Because, like, in my dorm, I was able to meet a lot of the people. They have friends who were on the campus, so we met them. Then it just spread, and then all of a sudden we had this huge like friend group. But if I sat in my room all day and I didn't take the effort to knock on the door or to go down the hallway or walk here in the third and talk to people, it just would never have happened. So moral of the story, making friends in college is not impossible, but it's gonna take some effort in terms of actually making friends. People are not gonna naturally come up to you and want to make friends with you because you never know, they might already have a friend group. They might already have people there. Open your mouth, be friendly, and honestly, it will happen. Now, the next thing, y'all, that we're gonna get into is the partying atmosphere, the drinking, etc. Listen, partying is fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've been to my fair share of house parties, to clubs, to just things that were hosted by, you know, people on campus, campus events, etc. And it's a good time. I'm not gonna lie. College is about academics, but it's also about the experience, about the partying, about the drinking, etc., etc. Highly recommend go out and have your fun. Now, I'm definitely an advocate on having safe fun, y'all. Things happen, okay? People are crazy. Not everybody that goes to college is all okay up in their head, okay? Make sure if you're at a party and you get a drink, you watch your drink. Don't sit your drink down, number one. Don't let nobody come near your drink, wave your drink, whatever, hold your drink. People literally get roofied and get drugged on a day-to-day basis at these parties. Honestly, I used to bring my own drink to house parties. I went ahead, me and my friends would get together, you know, we would go get a bottle of something, mix it up, bring our own cups to the party, so that I put it in a water bottle, put it in something that has like a lid on it. Even like the little cups that have the lid with like the straw that's sticking in it, that's better than just an open cup, because an open cup gives somebody more of an opportunity and an easier way to slip something in your drink. I recommend if you bring your own stuff, because at the end of the day, you know what's in it. There's not a chance really of you getting roofied or you getting drugged because you have a closed lid with it. A lot of house parties that you go to, they'll have alcohol for you, but it'll just be like a red, you know, open cup, which is typical. I'm not saying to put yourself in a position of being terrified of drinking other people's things. There's plenty of parties I went to and I drank their liquor and what they had and was perfectly fine. I think also it all depends on the atmosphere and the place that you're getting yourself into. For me, I went more so to house parties once I got to like my junior and my senior year, because at that point I was in my organizations. At that point I had a decent friend group, and the house parties I were going to were of people that I knew and people that, you know, I had a comfortable relationship with, that I didn't feel would do something harmful to me. And as you can see, your girl is living, loving, and ain't nobody ever do nothing, you know. But it just kind of depends, you know how to read the room, know how to read the atmosphere. Make sure that you're in a position where it's like you're coherent enough to know, okay, I don't need to be here, or oh, something isn't right. Do not get sloppy drunk, do not get over drunk. You need to know when enough is enough, because alcohol poisoning does exist. Not gonna sit up here and lie. Like, it's a lot of people I feel like on the campus that, you know, get into a position, especially it's easy to get into a position of binge drinking in college. That's something that you really need to watch out for. Like, don't put yourself in a position of like, you know, you're sad and you want to drink, or something, you're going through something and you drink, because that does lead to alcoholism. And a lot of people in college low-key have alcoholism and are binge drinkers. But at the end of the day, it's all about being responsible. It's all about being aware. Self-awareness is a huge thing when it comes to partying and when it comes to drinking. Don't be stupid. I mean, a lot of people who drink in college are under the age of 21. Legalities exist, okay? You get caught drunk at under 21, you can get in trouble. Be smart enough to have your fun and go back and be fine and go to college and not get kicked out of college, because you're not supposed to be drinking on a college campus anyway, to my knowledge. So be careful. And one last thing, please do not be leaving y'all friends alone. Do not leave your friend blacked out in the car drunk because, oh, they passed out. Don't leave them in the car like that. You know how many people have actually had alcohol poisoning and died because their friends were like, oh, they're blacked out. Do not leave your friends alone. Go everywhere that they're going. If y'all going to the bathroom, y'all going to the bathroom together. If you going here, y'all going together. Don't leave them cups, don't leave them drinks. Like, literally, you have to be smart about what you're doing. Be aware of your surroundings and do not leave your friends. And if your friends leave you, or your friends they ain't your friends. Get some new friends. Now, the next thing, y'all, that I really want to talk about, and I had to mention this because I have had some experiences when it came to roommates, okay? My first roommate I ever had actually ended up being a wonderful roommate, y'all. It actually happened to be my cousin's girlfriend's best friend, and so I kind of did have like a small connection when I first got to college, and that kind of worked out in my favor, honestly. But roommates, y'all, I just feel like roommates can either be a bitter sweet or a sweet and sour type of situation. You may get great roommates where you have no issues with them. Cleanliness is A1. You guys' personalities are great. Y'all can hang out together, y'all can chill, y'all set boundaries, and everything is fine. But I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like everybody has this great roommate experience, especially when you're living in a dormitory where it's like you have to have multiple roommates. I got into a position where my freshman year I only had one extra roommate, and I feel like that's really what made it great, is that me and her relationship was cordial enough. It was great enough for us to be able to coexist with each other. Cleanliness was on the same level, you know. It wasn't like, oh, I'm a clean freak, she's not a clean freak. You know, we had the same exact everything, and that worked. But when I got into a position of moving to an apartment where it was me, her, and two other girls, that was a whole nother story. You're dealing with people that you've never dealt with before, never seen before, and who might not have the same cleanliness level as you. Dishes don't get washed, trash doesn't get taken out, and you would sit up here and think, for, you know, it's like the stereotypical thing of like, oh, girls should be cleaner than guys. Honestly, not even gonna lie to you, my guy friends' apartments were cleaner than my girlfriend's apartments were. And it's wild that that's that case, but it's like, it's so bad, y'all. Like, I definitely would say be careful when it comes to roommates, because I mean, it's not much that you can control, it's not much that you can handle as a freshman. I know for my campus, we couldn't pick our roommates our freshman year, but we were able to pick our roommates all the years after that. And when I tell you, be careful. Okay, moving in with friends, you may think like, oh, if I move in with my friend, we're gonna have such a great experience with it. You need to really pay attention to your friend's cleanliness. Go to your friend's room, like see what their mindset is on certain things, because you will ruin a friendship by being roommates with somebody because you realize like, oh my god, we are just totally different from each other. And it's kind of wild thinking to yourself like, there are some people who are really raised like this, like that don't really care for their surroundings, don't really, you know. And I'm not a clean freak. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I clean every single day, all day, or this, that, and the third. But it was some situations and some instances where I was like, this is really ridiculous, you know. I just say the smartest thing to do with roommates is that definitely have a conversation. When you all move in, sit down, have a conversation of who's doing what, how are y'all splitting up things. Is one person taking the trash out this week, or are y'all gonna do like different days? Is it a situation of like wash your dishes immediately? How are y'all doing things in terms of the household chores? How is it in terms of like visitors? When can visitors come? Is it an issue a visitor come? What is this, that, and the third? You know, lay everything out on the table when it comes to visitation, when it comes to cleanliness, taking the trash out, this, that, and the third. Like really lay all of it out, because I feel like that right there will make things 10 times easier. You just have to understand, like with roommates, you're gonna be introduced to like different cultures, different races, different this, that, and the third, and everybody is raised differently. Everybody might have things differently. I think that's where that conversation comes into play that makes things better, is because you can understand that person a little bit better through conversation. You can understand like, okay, well this person is this, that, and the third, this is how we're supposed to do it, you know. Oh, they can't do this, or they can't have this, or you know, it just makes things smoother. It makes the experience better, and it just makes it a more comfortable atmosphere for everybody to live in. Now the next thing I talked about a little bit earlier, which was joining organizations. You guys, joining orgs, I highly recommend. Honestly, it was something that definitely helped me develop my skills. I was able to meet, you know, new friends. I was able to, you know, get networking down. I was able to kind of figure out, you know, how to do public speaking better, this, that, and the third, organize events. It was something that allowed me to expand my resume beyond just the academic portion of like, okay, I did well in school, or okay, my GPA is this, that, and the third. It really makes people see like, oh, okay, this person is actually, you know, out there. This person is actually somebody that has an effort or made an effort to do something and branch outside of just strictly academic. It shows people also that you're able to multitask between being in an organization and the responsibilities of that, as well as being in a position of, oh, okay, you have your academics and you're doing this, that, and the third. I definitely say, like with organizations, do your research, okay? Do your research on the organization. Go to the organization's events to kind of see, you know, is this something, is the stuff that they're doing things that align with my goals, align with my morals. Definitely pay attention to the, you know, attitude and behaviors of the members. A lot of people will sit around and like, oh, this is real cute or whatever, and then get into a position where you join the organization and realize, oh my god, these people are like, you know, whatever. A lot of organizations do have GPA requirements. A lot of them want you to have your academics together, because it's like, if you can't have your academics together and do what you got to do in school, how I know you're gonna do what you got to do in my organization? So I definitely will say, keep that in mind. Like when you get into school, keep that GPA up, okay? You want to keep it up anyway, because you want like the perks to having a high GPA. Typically with organizations, there is dues and fees that go into it. You know, when you join an organization, you might have to put down a fee, maybe 100, 200, 300, thousands of dollars, all depending on if you're joining like a regular organization or if you're going to join a fraternity or sorority. Dues happen, so be in a position of being aware that dues can range anywhere from like $80 to thousands of dollars to join an organization. And I know, you know, for some people it may sound crazy, like, oh, I'm just joining an organization. Why in the world do I need to go ahead and, you know, pay money to join an organization? Because, you know, in school you join clubs. You know, some clubs you might have like a $20 fee to do it, or you might just not have to pay anything at all to join it. But it's something that pretty much supports the organization. All the events that people have cost money. To book an event, to book a space, to do this and the third, that costs money. A lot of organizations, when you come into the organization, they'll, you know, give you a shirt or give you some type of whatever, you know, to have inside of the organization to basically show and to represent that you are a part of it. So, you know, it's a really good experience. I don't regret it at all. Honestly, I'm happy that I did join the organization. Highly recommend it for people. I really recommend to go ahead and to try it out. See if you like it. You know, again, do your research though. Don't jump into joining an organization. You ain't do your research. You didn't go around them. You didn't go to their events. You didn't do anything, because you do not want to be in a position where you get in there and you're like, oh, I hate this. This is not for me. This isn't doing what I thought it was gonna do. Now, the next thing we're gonna talk about, y'all, is personal finances in college. Like I was talking about earlier, everybody broke in college. I was a broke college student, okay? I feel like I had more money my freshman year than I did my junior and my senior year. I actually ended up working a couple of times when I was in college. I definitely feel like when you work in college, make sure it's something that you're able to do. I think what worked out best for me my senior year is that, you know, when you get into your senior year, depending on how you structure your schedule, because, you know, as you get through college, you're able to make your own schedule if you want to. I had made my schedule where I didn't have classes on Tuesdays and Fridays, so easily I was able to automatically, okay, I can work on Tuesday, I can work on Friday, and make maybe a little bit on a weekend sometime. And my job was closed on Sunday anyway, so it really worked out really well for me. And I liked it because I was able to, like, you know, pocket maybe like $200-300 every 2 weeks, which don't sound like a lot now as an adult. Like $200-300 ain't gonna do much for me, but being a college student where you didn't really have any major, or me personally where I didn't have any major bills or anything like that, all I had to pay for was gas, I had to pay for groceries, and then I just went out and had fun. Like, that's about all the priorities that I had around there. So me getting $200-300 every 2 weeks was really doing what it needed to do. A lot of people in college, you know, do create like businesses. I did have like a lash business when I was in college. A lot of people start things, and that's really what I love about college, is that it brings out that creativity and it gives you guidance to kind of finding what it is that you want to do, what it is that you like in life, you know, what aspirations do you have. But it also was something that was able to help support people financially. It helped me a lot selling lashes, you know, because that was like income coming directly in my pocket. It was cash out before they did the taxes. It was, you know, like cash, you know, and it was just a college little hustle. I wasn't making hundreds or thousands of dollars off of it, but it was something that I was like, okay, you know, I like beauty, I like makeup or whatever, let me go ahead and do this and, you know, support your girl. I will say you have to be kind of conscious about your spending in college. I'm not going to say that you have to be super conscious. It kind of all depends on, you know, your support level and this, that, and the third, because I was getting money from family and stuff, so that helped me a ton. But I will say, like, don't necessarily spend money on stupid stuff. We get refunds. A lot of people get refunds as you move throughout college. You might get it less and less, but my freshman year I got a big chunk of money. My sophomore year I got a big chunk of money. So it's like, when you get them refunds, do not blow it. And the reason I say that is because refund money is something that usually is pretty decent. Usually you get about 800, maybe thousands of dollars. Some people get really, really big refund checks. Don't blow it, y'all, because like money goes quick as it is in college, because everybody wants to go to this restaurant, want to hang out here, want to buy drinks, want to go out, want to do, you know, you naturally gonna be spending money, because in college not a lot of people have priorities. So it's like majority of the time it's like, okay, let's go to class and then let's go have some fun, let's go do something. Man, when I tell you the amount of money that I literally lost, like the amount of money that I spent in college on stuff, I was broke as a joke. Like, I'm sitting here, you might have it up this week, but then next week you gotta live off of ramen noodles. Like, don't put yourself in that predicament, y'all. Make sure y'all handle y'all priorities first. You know, put the gas in your car first, okay? Go ahead and get some groceries first, all right? And then after you do that, then go ahead and have your fun, okay? I recommend, if you can, go ahead and get a job. I mean, I definitely will say base it off of your ability to do so, your ability to multitask. You know, a lot of people who had jobs in high school and, you know, did that were able to multitask it. I didn't have a job while I was in high school, so that's why I waited kind of until my junior and senior year when my schedule lightened up to go ahead and get a job, because I did have the support from my family, you know, financially, to send me money so I can do things. But, you know, if you don't have that support and you need a job, just make sure you don't make your schedule too hefty. Like, make sure that you have enough credit hours so that you stay as a full-time student, so you can keep your scholarships, keep your, you know, loans, whatever that you have. But at the same time, do not set yourself up and be 18 credits deep and then you also got a job as well. You ain't gotta rush to graduate in 4 years. If you seen my first part of this video, baby, you don't need to graduate in 4 years. That is a very like stereotypical, oh, you know, 4 years of college, girl. I graduated in 5, still got my degree. And so long story short, you know, just be smart with your money, you know, have your fun. I'm not gonna sit up here and say don't do nothing, don't have fun. I had my fun, a lot of it, probably a little bit more than I should have, okay? But be smart, cook at home, you know, like don't go out as much. I feel like that was one of the things that I did too much, was go out. Me and my friend loved the little restaurant, loved the little happy hour, and we was out all the time out at restaurants. I highly recommend have indoor days where you and your friends get together, y'all put money together, y'all go to the grocery store, y'all cook y'all a meal, y'all get some drinks, some wine or whatever, have some music playing. Like, have indoor days like that, because that will honestly save you more money than you think it will, and you probably will be able to cook a decent meal for everybody still. Now, the last thing that I want to touch on for this video, y'all, is definitely something that is super important. It's something that a lot of college students go through. I did myself. I feel like 99% of the people that I'm friends with, we all deal with this, which is the mental health aspect of college. College is no joke. I will say this again, college is no joke. Mentally, college will take you places that you have never been before, never thought that you can get to. It is such an emotionally draining but fulfilling experience all at the same time, because you're sitting there and you're experiencing college, you've met all these friends, you're having a good old time, but at the same time, the stress of school, the pressure of finishing on time, the pressure of doing well in class, the pressure of work-life balance in a sense, you know, when it comes to academics and just having fun, as well as if you have a job on top of that, it can get stressful. It mentally can put you in a position where you're like, okay, wait a minute, and you can go through like a mental breakdown. The feeling, I guess, more so is like overwhelmed. Like you get so overwhelmed in college so quick. The amount of times, pretty much 99% of the time, especially as you get to your junior and senior year, it just becomes more and more and more. And I think this is where kind of the alcoholism, and this is where kind of like that position of like binge drinking comes into play, because when you are stressed out, and in college drinking is already a part of college, partying, etc., you naturally are going to go to that one thing that makes you feel good and use that as a way to kind of escape from this overwhelming feeling that you are having. And that takes a toll on your mental health in general, because alcoholism right there is pretty much gonna put you in a position where it's like you only are satisfied, or you only are happy in life when you are under the influence. So it's just a consistent cycle of just, honestly, toxicity. Like, it's really, really bad. You got to look at it from a perspective, like, we were 17, 18, 19-year-olds coming into college. Like, you barely know how to control your stress or deal with stress at that point, because before then, you know, I'm not gonna say this is everybody's life because everybody's different, you didn't really have stress. You didn't have a lot of stress aside from like high school work. Like, my high school experience was easy. Like, I was chilling. I ain't had no bills. I get woken up every day with my alarm. I get the bus. I gotta, you know, I ain't had to worry about nothing at all. So going from that to going to college where you're 100% independent and you got to worry about everything, some people don't necessarily know how to handle or to regulate that stress, and it can cause, you know, mental health issues. I definitely say the biggest mental health issues on college campuses is depression, anxiety, because that's just stuff that, you know, kind of comes from being in college. Like, it's kind of sad though. It's just so much stuff that can happen. Like, you know, there's a lot of sexual assault cases that happen, and that definitely can lead to, you know, declining mental health. Relationships, depending on how well your relationship is, that can lead to mental health. You just got to look at it from perspective, like, you're handling a lot of things at one time. You know, you're in a position where it's like, if I fail this class, I can get kicked out of school, or if I do this, I can lose a scholarship. So, you know, you have that extra added pressure, you know, onto you, and it definitely can cause things to kind of decline and cause you to just feel like, you know, helpless, overwhelmed, etc. Like, it's normal to kind of feel that way, and I don't want to say it's normal that it should stay that way, because there is people out there to help you. You know, you have counselors, you have therapy, etc., that are willing to kind of help you, and you can talk to your friends. Like, me and my friend, we used to talk to each other about what's going on mentally, where we're at, you know, how we're feeling about things, and that right there is a thing that can definitely help, you know, release some of that pent up, you know, whatever. The only thing that I will say is that when it comes to like discussing things with your friends, you know, pick and choose who you speak to. You know, make sure that that person that you're speaking to does not mind you trauma dumping or you saying this, that, and a third to them, because, you know, nobody necessarily wants to take on your trauma as well. They don't want to take on their own stuff and then here you come with yours. You know, make sure it's okay for you to do that, and don't do it too often. Like, maybe twice a month maybe once a month y'all have that. You know, don't make it an everyday thing. You're calling them and you're, you know, because that can get overwhelming from them. But I feel like I did a whole lot of talking in this video, y'all. This is probably going to be super long, probably longer than the last video. Hopefully it's not, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all want any more videos like this, you know, talking about college, etc., certain experiences, let your girl know. Comment below if you have any questions in regarding to the experience. Make sure y'all go check out part 2 or part 1. It will be above, so you guys can go ahead and click on it. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for the support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.